What is up, guys? It is Will Sports, and today I'm going to be talking about Will Levis and the Tennessee Titans as the Titans defeat the Falcons 28-23 today. This was a game that most people thought the Falcons were going to win because the Titans coming into this, it felt like they were trying to. Well, there had been trade rumors about a lot of their top players. Derrick Henry, mostly, he was the guy that a lot of people were talking about him on the trade block, but the Titans decided not to move him, and he played today. He had a good game. And they didn't have Ryan Tannehill today, so they were going to start Malik Willis and Will Levis. I guess they were trying to play both of them early in this game. Well, we saw as the game progressed, Will Levis was the clear number one option for this team at quarterback. Not just over Malik Willis, but over Ryan Tannehill. Like, he needs to be the franchise quarterback going forward. This is a Titans team that traded up for Will Levis in this past year's draft. And Will Levis dropped significantly in the draft this year. He was a guy that coming into the draft, everyone was projecting to be a top 5 to 10 pick in the first round. And that didn't happen. I guess it might have been character things or things that people saw on tape that they didn't like, but so many teams continued to pass on him. And it could have been also that just certain teams didn't need a quarterback. So he just fell a lot in his draft, but he ended up going in the second round. That had to be a humbling moment for him. And it was something that, you could see the cameras when they were on him in the draft last year, that it was something that he didn't like. And it was a tough feeling for him, but he's made the most of his opportunity today when he got to start, and he looked great. He was 19 of 29. He threw for 238 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 130.5 passer rating. I loved what I saw. I was shocked to see it, but I loved what I saw. I mean, he showed great arm strength. He was throwing some deep balls, and he was accurate on all of them. And that was something that draft scouts were saying was a strength of his deep ball ability. He's got a great arm. He has great touch on those deep balls. But today he showed that. DeAndre Hopkins is a great receiver, and he's had 100-yard game before today this season. And it's like he unlocked DeAndre Hopkins again. He got the best out of him. He got the best out of this offense that has just really been terrible. Through 6 games, Ryan Tannehill had 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions and was only completing 62% of his passes. And this is a passing offense that was ranked 30th in the NFL. So they weren't explosive offensively at all. And this is a team that doesn't have great skill players outside of DeAndre Hopkins. Traylon Burks was supposed to be their second best receiver, but he just has had a down year. And that could be partly due to quarterback play, but he just has not had a good year. DeAndre Hopkins was really the main guy getting busy today for them, but Will Levis was finding him on deep balls, and this offense just looked a lot better than it has all season. They scored a season high 28 points. And then you also had Derrick Henry have a solid game. It felt like it opened up the run game a little bit for Henry, that you had somewhat of a passing threat. Finally, because Ryan Tannehill has just not had a good year. And when you play the Titans, you load the box and you dare them to beat you on the outside. And Ryan Tannehill isn't able to do that. And this is an offense that doesn't have guys that can create separation. But DeAndre Hopkins can, and he did today. And like I said, Will Levis is he's a very athletic guy. He's big, he's strong, and he's a guy that can, in a system where you allow him to play his game, I think he could be very successful, and he showed that today. And I think if you're the Titans, it has to give you hope going forward, that you saw this out of him. Now, it's just one game, and you didn't have film on him if you're the Falcons, and you didn't expect him to play like this. So it's definitely just something we don't want to overreact to and say like, oh yeah, he's great and he's going to be a great player. It was a great performance, and definitely have to take that and run with it and feel good about it. But you still want to see consistency out of him. And he doesn't have to throw for 238 yards every week, but is he making the right decisions? Is he able to make those tight window throws, those over the middle throws? Is he able to make plays out of structure? And is he not putting the ball in harm's way? Those are the type of things. And you also want to see like his leadership skills and stuff like that. But I thought today he showed a lot of great things for this Titans team. And it had to, Titans, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs still, even though he played really good today. I still don't think this team's good enough to make the playoffs, but definitely something to look at and take going forward if you're a Titans fan and feel like, hey, we have a quarterback, we have somebody that we have promise in, and we need to prioritize that. And I think now, you know, if you're the Titans, this year's draft, you're going to prioritize putting more weapons around him, you know, and stuff like that. I think that's the most important thing, is getting another threat on the outside for him in this year's draft. So I hope that that's something they address. This is also a Titans team that probably needs help on the back end of their secondary. They just traded Kevin Byard, you know, so they're going to need more help back there too. But I like this. I like what I saw out of Will Levis today. I think it's going to be interesting to see if he could keep this going. You're playing the Steelers next week. Not a great pass defense, but it's a, you know, a middling pass defense. So if he can have another good game, then you got to feel really good about where the direction of him and his team is going. But yeah, a really good performance by them. And also, you know, the Falcons, this is a top 10 pass defense. So doing it against them, it means something. You know, it does mean something. But you want to see the consistency out of Will Levis and his Titans team, and see if he could just continue to make the right decisions and not get reckless, because that's something that I think scouts had said about him, that he could be a little reckless in college. So you want to see him not be reckless, but, you know, doing what he did today. I liked what I saw. So that's all I have to say about Will Levis and his Titans team. I will be making more videos about the rest of the games this week. Stay tuned. And yeah, it's been Will Sports. Peace.